Mauricio Pochettino and ridiculous quotes go hand in hand at this point, so I thought what better to do than to make my own series specifically for the man himself, where we delve into all of the comments he's made over the last week. So I bring to you Poch under the microscope.
You talk too much.
You never shut up.
I said you talk too much.
Oh boy, you never shut up.
Yes, hello and welcome to episode 1 of Poch under the microscope. I don't know how long this is going to go, but I mean, with Pochettino now 46 weeks into his tenure in the western part of London, it's who knows? It could end next week. It could end after today's game against Everton. But for now, we will try and make this a weekly thing. Every Monday, your daily dose or your weekly dose of Poch under the microscope. So again, it's been 46 weeks of Mauricio Pochettino's tenure in the western part of London, and the man has become synonymous with quotes that just don't entirely make sense, or if they do, it's a little bit harsh, you know, blaming this, that, and everything else apart from the man himself. We once had Potter, a manager who would praise the team regardless, come rain or shine, of the results, with the cliche that the boys gave it everything.
The boys gave everything. I thought the boys gave everything. They were given everything. The boys, I think, gave everything.
And now it seems that we have a manager who, whenever the result varies, you know, from the 3 points that we very rarely get, but when we do, you know, if it's not the 3 points, we get told it's because the players are young. Never anything else. However, for perhaps the first time this season, we have a clear message from the man himself, and that is that we do, in fact, require experience from next season. We've required experience for the majority of the season, if not the whole season, Maurizio. But Pochettino has been quoted saying that we need to bring some experienced players this summer. Bold to assume you're going to be here next season, but we move. He continues to say that this is all about talking with the club and analysing and to design the strategy for next season. He then says, most surprisingly of all from this, that, you know, we need to bring more young players. More young players. A man who consistently points out that the team is young and lacking experience. Yes, he's hinted that we needed experience at points in the season. Yes, he's expressed that we need experience now, probably more than ever. But the last thing we need, Mauricio, is more young players. We have currently got just 2 players over the age of 30. One is Bettinelli, and the other is Thiago Silva. One never plays for us, and one will probably never play for us after the end of the season. The vast majority of the team are 26 years of age or younger. So yes, when he says we need experienced players, he's absolutely spot on. There's no real questioning that is a fact. Anyone can work that out, though. But and I'm glad it's taken him until the week of the 31st game of the season to acknowledge that fact. However, it's a little worrying hearing him say that we need more young players in a side that is the second youngest team in the league. In other quotes, he's been heard saying in just numerous, I've never known a Chelsea manager to have so many quotes posted as he has. And we're playing less games because we haven't got European football, but I don't remember Tuchel having this much. I don't remember Potter. I don't remember Lampard. I don't know what's going on, but he's been here saying once again on a topic that has long needed addressing more than just the odd. We have injuries, is what he said. Pochettino has said that we have now got to assess why the players were injured, the risk to suffer injuries in the future. We have all the information now. It's about taking decisions. It's about agreeing with the club and trying to design the best strategy. Again, solid stuff we're hearing here, Maurizio, but again, I'm so glad that this is being addressed in a more serious manner. However, again, we're 31 games into the season after tonight's game against Everton. We're 11 men light, for Christ's sake. We've been 11 men light for the majority, if not all, of the season. So why the rush now, eh? Is someone worried? Is someone worried that their job's a little bit on the line? Why has this only now dawned on the personnel at Chelsea, not just Maurizio Pochettino, but the personnel at Chelsea to investigate it a little further? Do you know what I mean? Like the wording. We have all the information, and now it's about taking decisions. It's about agreeing with the club and trying to design the best strategy. Trying to design the best strategy. This isn't anything new. None of this is new. This has been going on since day one of the season. Some of our players, we haven't even seen them play once. Fofana, he played a couple of games, but where is he? I've said this so many times. I've been beating on this drum for the last few weeks. But I just don't understand what there seems to be a bit more of an urgency now than there was at any other part of the season. Of course, I might be being excessive here, maybe, but it's a little worrying that this particular response hasn't been given earlier in the season, considering we've had numerous injuries throughout the season. This isn't new. Again, on the topic of youth, young players that aren't experienced, Pochettino has said that he needs time to adapt earlier this week. I understand that if it's solely relating to us lacking the depth due to injuries, sure, but let's not forget that this is Mr. Youth himself. This is the youth generator himself. I went into depth in a couple of videos ago where I was saying, like, I've heard this, that, and everything else from Julian Loren, Ricky Lambert, Martin Tyler, so on, so forth. So many people. Michel Vorm, all these people that have played for him, played against, played for him, analysed him, done everything to do with the geezer. And he has, more than any manager that I can remember in the modern day, being labelled as a youth generator, someone who can really bring the best out of youth players. And quite honestly, I mean, it would be hard not to score a few goals. I know he's scoring a lot of goals this season, but again, Cole Palmer, would he do that under any manager? Would he do that under Pep? Would he do it under Klopp? Probably. I don't think Pochettino's input on Palmer has turned Palmer into the player that he is. I think that is just Palmer being Palmer. And then you look at the rest of the players, no one can really get a game on a regular basis. You can't get Mudryk to play regularly. You can't get Madueke to play regularly. You can't get, just anyone. Jackson doesn't see, he's had the majority of the games and he's one of our top scorers. But the point I'm trying to make is this man is asking for time to adapt. Adapt to what? The lack of players is one thing. Yes, I understand that. But at the same time... You're riddled. There's youth spewing from all orifices at this club. What are you wanting to adapt to, if not just the issue with injuries that, again, I remind you, has been happening all season, mate. This is nothing new, as I've said. This is a man known for his part in growing youth talent to what they are today. Many of the greats that we've seen from the last, decade or so have come from him. Gareth Bale, Dembele, Dele Alli, so many players. So when you see the man management that we do on a game-to-game basis, it's really worrying that a man synonymous with the word youth believes he requires time to adapt to playing with young players. Again, back following our result against Sheffield United, a game after a huge win against United just 2 days prior, he'd go on to say that maybe the squad is not mature enough to compete in games every 3 games. What sort of confidence? On a really, I mean, just really think about what sort of confidence will that give the players when they see or hear that has come out the mouth of their manager on a regular basis as well? This isn't the first time he's mentioned youth being the issue here. I am all for calling out things where, here and there when there are elephants that need addressing. When there are problems, it's very unusual for a manager to really come out and try and drill in this fact. Like, this is why we're losing. This is why we're dropping points, is because you are too young. You are the problem, not me. I'm not the problem. There's loads of injuries. but you're the problem. We can't get any wins because you are too young. But for the message to be beaten into us, the fans, but also the players, that he thinks they are too young, too immature, not experienced enough. It surely raises the question what the players think of Poch at this point as well. What do they make of these consistent comments? I mean, it's hardly going to give them confidence, is it? It really won't. If anything, it shows that Poch himself has a lack of confidence or belief in the current players if this is his excuse. Every single game we drop points. If Pochettino, and this is the end of this episode, but if Pochettino remains manager next season, which at the moment, probably 50-50, I don't think it's even 60-40 at this point. I'm at a point where it seems like he's definitely going to get sacked. But then if he doesn't, I won't be surprised. I just won't be surprised. First of all, who's going to want to join Chelsea to become manager of this club? I don't think many people are going to be raising their hands. I really don't. It's safe to say that these comments have to stop, though. If he is to stay, should Pochettino stay next season, these comments have to stop. He can't keep blaming the age of the players when Arsenal, as I've already mentioned in a previous video, but the Arsenal sit one place below us in the age range of the youngest range of players. Arsenal third, we're second, and yet they are competing for the league, albeit they've bottled it. But again, they still were competing. If he stays, something has to change. And yes, the priority should be, by the way, of incorporating more experience, but also just lay off of the excuses, Poch.